Hey, what's going on everyone? It's your boy Aim here, and it has been a long time since I have uploaded a new video on this channel. And as the new season has hit and we're about to reach Split 2, I think it's time to make a updated ALC settings guide. So we're gonna go ahead and hop right in. I have actually been just playing ranked this entire split, so my KD is not as good as it used to be, but I have
If not even
almost
like an
hit
escape
Predator.
the event
I'm, like,
horizon.
at least 1500
How do you
RP
think you'll
away.
escape me?
Just been solo queuing, playing with people, playing with randoms on battle cord and stuff like that. But I still wanted to make this updated guide for all you PC players, console players who are struggling to find the right sensitivity that can really help you climb in these higher level elos, or if you just want to go out pup stomping. So with that being said, let's get right into the video. Alright, so we've hopped into the firing range, and this is going to be a full guide for all of the settings that I've been using. In the past, I've pretty much only put the settings that I use as like my ALC controls, but I think this time I'm going to go ahead and show you guys all the things that I do outside of just like ALC settings. So for example, one of the things that I like to do is have my FOV at 120. So this is what 110 looks like. This is 110, and then as soon as I want to switch over to 120, I can just press a key, and that's 120 FOV. So I will show you guys how to do a bunch of these things. I can also show you guys how to overclock your controller. So one of the things that I've also done is that I can immediately start shooting right after. There's no input delay, there's no input lag, and I'll go ahead and show you guys how to do all of that as well. And all of this stuff will be in the timestamps in the description below, so if you want to go ahead and skip to a certain part, you can. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So obviously the reason that you guys clicked on this video is for my ALC settings and what type of settings that I like to use. And it can really do, these settings are amazing because I have been using them for at least over a year now, and I have not really needed to change anything in the past year, other than like maybe like my ADS up and down. Other than that, it's been very solid, very consistent. I've had no issues trying to hit my shots. So with that being said, let's go ahead and see what my settings are. So in my opinion, I think all of this is personal preference, but one of the things that I found is that crosshair, damage feedback, and damage numbers can really hinder what you're looking at. So for example, if I wanted to keep this on both, like just look at how much flutter is on. Do you see all those numbers just flying everywhere? You can't really make proper callouts. So I like to just use X and stacking. I don't really care about how much shield or how much they have. I still get to see what they have in game because of the shield icon. But at the same time, I want to know how much damage I've done at once, and this will just go ahead and count all of your damage. So you can see right there, I did 220 damage to this dummy. It just stacks up. So I think that's one of the only things that you should really change in this thing. Other than that, I have my reticle color also customized, but I think this is all personal preference based on like what you want your reticle color to be. So that's something that I'm going to leave up to you guys. Other than that, let's go ahead and go into controller settings. So my button layout is back to normal. I recently just bought a new scuff, so I need to change this, and I'm still getting adapted to my new scuff, but my button layout's going back to normal. It's going to be back to crouch is going to be circle, and jump is going to be X again. Alright, so all of this stuff, stick layout, default, tap to use, I think this is all self-explanatory, and a lot of other videos have explained that. But this is the meat and potatoes of this video, and as you can see, not much has changed if you have watched my previous videos. I really like to keep some consistency in my settings. I think the only things that I've changed around are my pro optics, because towards like the higher end, this is actually weird, this should be on 1.6. Let's go ahead and change that really quick to 1.6, and yep, these are my pro optics settings. Over here, you want to make your 3 times, 4 times, 6 times a lot more higher than the rest of your optics, because these are, when you're ADSing, it slows down your ADS speed. So to compensate for that, I like to go ahead and make these values a little bit greater so that they're as close to my 1x optic sight as possible and has a lot of consistency when you're trying to ADS with different types of sights. But yeah, you can copy these settings down, adjust them according to your liking. I think 400 is a lot for a lot of players, unless you're extremely experienced. I think 400 is just too much, so I would highly recommend using 350 here, as it will keep your hip firing consistent. You won't really have any hip firing at close range, but if you like having a high sense and you like getting close to that super linear feel, I think keeping it at 400 is pretty good in terms of like movement techniques, looking up and down, just being able to like do different movement techniques at your will. It really helps.
I'm out of light ammo.
Alright, so that's about all there is for the ALC settings. I don't think there's really anything else that's worth mentioning here. I've explained a lot of these settings in the past, and if you want to know how they work, they're in my previous settings videos. But the game's been out for 2 years now, and if you don't know what these numbers really mean, you can find them out yourself on YouTube, because a lot of other creators have made the same thing. So yeah, these are the ALC settings. If you like these settings, please let me know in the comments below, and I read every comment, I reply to every comment. And yeah, so this is going to be part 1. Let's go ahead and talk about my outside settings. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how you can get 120 FOV within Apex Legends. So the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure you close out of your Apex, ensure that it's not running here. Then you're going to want to go to Properties and go to Local Files, Browse, and here you're going to go to CFG. Now you're going to see in this thing, you're going to see your config default PC, and that's going to be basically all of your settings and all of your configurations. So what you want to do here is that you want to copy this file and paste it into the same folder, and you're going to rename that file to AutoExec, and within this AutoExec folder you're going to delete everything within here. All of this is going to be deleted. Then you're going to hit save here on your AutoExec file, and you're going to copy and paste these commands into your AutoExec file. And what this does here, FOV scale, is that this is going to make it out 120 FOV. And my second setting here is actually going to be my reticle color. So if you've noticed in game, when I'm using the R9, there's a little blue circle around, there's a little blue blur around my actual red dot. And that's because I have a custom color that's set in here. And you can do this as well to whatever RGB color that you would like, and some of them provide a lot more advantages compared to others. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the description below. All you have to do is just copy and paste this into this AutoExec file, hit save, and then when you're done, you can exit out of this. You can go back to Properties over here, and within your general over here in your launch options, you can do +exec AutoExec. And what that is going to do is that when your game launches, it's going to take that AutoExec file and it's going to execute it when the game runs. And that means that every time that you press your binds, the binds that we put in there. So for example, for me, I binded my FOV to F12. So when I press F12, the entire game will refresh in real time, and you will get the settings that you have configured within your exec file to actually occur within the game. So that's the secret to getting 120 FOV if you didn't know how to do it already. Alright, so the last thing that I want to show you guys is how can you overclock your controller? And can you even do it? Is it possible? So yes, it is 100% possible to overclock your controller, and it provides a massive advantage in game, because your response time goes from 5 milliseconds to 1 millisecond, and that's almost as fast as the speed of a mouse. So let's go ahead and show you how to do this. So the first thing you're going to want to do is that I'm going to go ahead and put this link in the description below, but you're going to want to travel over to this link where it takes you to GitHub, and on this GitHub you're going to go ahead and download this entire file right here. You're going to download hide USB. You're going to download this whole thing, this master branch. So after you're done with that, you're going to go over to your settings where you have downloaded that, and you're going to go to driver, hit setup, and then hit yes. So over here, you're going to want to go ahead and click all, and you're going to find a lot of your USB devices, all of your USB devices, maybe your wireless Bluetooth if you have Bluetooth in your computer, your mouse, everything was going to pop up over here. And here is going to be the description of each file, and if you can't find your controller, all you have to do is just unplug it and plug it back in, and you'll be able to see which controller is the one that's which controller is your controller. So first thing you want to do is that you're going to want to take this, then you're going to click install service. Now I've already done this, but I'm going to show you step by step how to do it. So you're going to click install service here, you're going to click open and hit open. That's it. Once you're done with that, you're going to go back to, you're going to click back on this, you're going to change this from default to 1000, and then you're going to click install service again. Once you're done with that, you're going to click filter on device here, hit 1000 again, and then hit install service one more time. So you have to do it a total of 3 times, and eventually your filter will say yes, your rate will say 1000, that's your polling rate, and your buy interval will be 1, and this is your response time. Once that's done, you'll notice that in game your sensitivity feels a lot more faster. It feels very responsive. Your controller feels like it's there to work for you rather than you are there to work for them. So that is the last thing that I have for this video to offer today. If you guys enjoyed the video, please hit like and subscribe, and I sincerely apologize for the lack of uploads that I've had lately, but I've had a lot going on in my life recently, and I think I'm starting to finally be in a place where I can actually upload more videos and focus a lot more on my YouTube channels, and I would really like to be able to see where my YouTube channel can take me in the future. So with that being said, thank you all for stopping by. I will catch you guys in another video.